Hi everyone, welcome back for the third card in May's card class. This is the final card that we're going to be making using the Artfully layered stamp set and coordinating tropical layers dies. For this card design, I've actually cased the design from something that I saw on Pinterest. I absolutely loved the design of it, but I've sort of mixed the colours around a bit for you as well. The colours we've got on this card work really well together, I think. We have layers of crumb cake for our card base. We have some pale papaya, some mint macaron and pear pizzazz, and then the layer in the back that you see is Calypso Coral, and it is the piece of designer series paper, or it is a piece of designer series paper. Okay, so let's get cracking. Everything you need is in your card kit. The only thing you need to do is cut your piece of DSP, which I'm going to do right now for you. I'm going to cut that down to 10 centimetres wide by 14.4 centimetres long. Okay. And we can take everything out of our kit bag. So this card mainly focuses on the dies that are in the tropical layers set. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to attach our piece of DSP to our card front, and that's going down flat. So you can do that with wet glue, tear and tape, or seal, like so. And then in your kit you have two pieces of basic white card. One is actually shorter than the other. So the long piece is your piece for inside your card. So I'm going to put that to one side, and we're going to work on this piece here that is just a bit smaller than our front. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of stamping and spritzing on this layer. So for that I'm going to use this nice text image from the Artfully layered stamp set, this one here, and I'm going to stamp in Memento. And it's one of those stamps, it really doesn't matter too much if you use it, if you don't add too much ink to it, because it's a sort of distressed looking stamp. Okay, so I'm just adding a little bit of background stamping there. And then one of my most favourite techniques is using a black stamping blend, and we're going to use this felt tip end, and we're going to spritz on the front of that card, okay, like so. And that just adds a bit of texture stamping to the card. Before we stick it down, we're going to take this small edgelit piece and we're going to stick it to the underside of the left hand side of this card, and the easiest way to do this is to just attach a really thin amount of wet glue to the bottom edge, and then attach your card so that you can see the stitching on that die, like so. I think it's a really nice edge piece. And then before we stick that down, we're just going to turn over the corner, the edge corner. I love this technique. It's definitely a bit like Marmite. For those of you that are in the UK, Marmite is something you either love or you hate. And I'm finding in my classes this is a Marmite technique. Okay, so that's being stuck down, and the corner is just allowed to sort of just sit there nice and scrunched. Okay, so moving on, we then have our pieces, our die cut pieces that we need to layer on. So for this one here, the pale papaya one, just pop out any stubborn bits that are hanging on in there, and then before you stick them down, just sort of layer them on and see where you're happy with them. And then this final one, the mint macaron, we have a background piece and we have a main piece. Now with this, what I found is when you first look at this dice, you think, oh, that'll work really well together. But actually, it doesn't line up exactly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this one over and then pop that on like so. So we're actually lining up the stem rather than the petals. Okay, it doesn't line up exactly, but it's a really nice fit. So now just add little bits of wet glue and then pop it on. Okay, I'm going to leave that to one side, and now I can attach these pieces here to my card front. And you'll notice I'm not sticking all the leaves down. I want there to be some sort of free flow on this card. Okay, and then the last piece that we're going to add is our, just going to move that round a bit, is our Montessori leaf. And that is going to be attached just then. Now I'm going to snip off this little stem so that we can't see it. There we have it, just like so. And that is going to be stuck down with some dimensionals, which I'm going to grab here. I've only got small ones on my desk, but that's fine. The mini ones do a good job. There we have it. And then the last piece to add is our sentiment. Now, as with the other ones in this set, I have already gone ahead and embossed and fussy cut this out. So it's white embossing powder onto black card. And I'm attaching that about there. Oops. About there. Okay, so that is our card front all done. Now for the inside of our card, I've added just a little bit more detail down there. So just bringing in my grid paper and my stamp again. And then we want to add this just in the corner like so. And a bit of spritzing. And that just brings the outside of our card into the inside. You could by all means add another sentiment there if you wanted to, maybe a verse style sentiment, or you can leave it blank so you've got a nice area to write in. If you've got big writing like me, you need to leave it blank. And there we have card number 3 all finished. Do let me know what you think, and I will see you all over on card number 4. Bye for now.